Hello all, this is Guru Lingu, Assistant Professor at Cresta School of Management Science and Arts. In this video, I am going to explain one of the simple problem which is there for final year BBA Finance students and which is there for 15 marks. So come, let us start the problem. So before solving the problem, let me explain what is working capital. Working capital is the amount required for day-to-day activities. That is called as working capital. So here I am not going to explain much about theory part. I am going to solve a single problem which is very useful for final year BBA students. Yes, this is the syllabus, guys. I am not going to review the syllabus or show. I am not here to show the question paper pattern or theory. So let us see the format directly. The format is very simple. So from all the current assets you need to deduct all the current liabilities. So current assets are namely, most of the time apart from this 6 current assets, there is no much current assets will appear in working capital. So here the format is very simple. Particulars, there will be 2 rupees column, one is inner and one is outer column. So here the heading will be statement showing working capital requirement. So here, first of all, you need to take all the current assets. First of all, cash. Second one, stock of raw materials. Third one, stock of work in progress. And work in progress, again, it involves raw materials, wages and overhead. So you may ask, sir, what is this 100% you have taken for raw material and you have taken 50% for overhead and wages. So very simple, guys. So without wages, 50% wages also you can continue the production process. Without 50% overhead items also you can continue the production process. But without raw materials you cannot complete the particular production. So therefore to complete the production effectively, 100% raw material should be there, and wages and overhead, if 50% if it is there, this you can continue with the production. So here, fourth item is total debtors and finished goods. I will come to the bracket part later, that is on TC. This is an assumption you need to make. I will explain the assumption in detail below the format. So, and any prepaid expenses are considered as current assets. So, total 6 current assets are there. From this you need to deduct current liabilities one by one, like creditors, lag in payment of wages, lag in payment of overhead or any other lag you can consider here. So finally you will get net working capital requirement. From this, if safety of margin, if they given the question, that you need to deduct. It may be usually given at 10% or 15% on net working capital requirement. Finally you will get working capital requirement amount. So in simple, the overall format can be explained like this. So working capital is equal to current assets minus current liabilities. Very simple format, guys. No need to remember, only you should be able to identify current assets and current liabilities. Let us see the assumptions one by one. The first assumption is, so there should be 52 weeks and 12 months in a year. So this is the assumption you are supposed to make. Actually, when you start counting the number of weeks available, you will get 48 weeks in a year, but here you need to assume 52 weeks. Second, calculate debtors. Calculation of debtors and finished goods should be always be on total cost. So whenever you are calculating this debtor and finished goods, both are current assets. So you need to calculate on total cost. And all the cash sales should be ignored while calculating the debtors. Only credit sales you need to take into consideration. Fourth one is ignore selling price and profit. Every time whenever they give it in the question, you should ignore the selling price and profits. So last one, ignore extraordinary items like goodwill and depreciation. So these are the assumptions you need to make. Directly we'll jump into the problem now. Problems on working capital. The first problem I am solving. So here you need to identify the current assets and current liabilities. Let me mark the current assets and current liabilities which is given here. This is number of units which is very important to calculate the final amount. So next here raw material is considered as here current assets, and labor is also considered as current asset under stock of raw material. Overhead is also considered as current assets. So as we assumed, like selling price and the profit should be ignored. So next we will see the additional information which is given in the question. Additional informations are calculated are given like this. So raw material should be there in stock for 1 month. So while calculating raw material, you should take into account this one. So next, material in progress is also called as work in progress, guys. Keep it in mind. Material in progress is also considered as work in progress. Finished goods in stock and an average 6 weeks. So credit period allowed. Finished goods is also, again, it is a current asset. Work in progress is also current asset. Raw material is also current asset. There are so many current assets in this question. Credit period allowed by suppliers. Supplier means they are creditors, so therefore this is current liability. Just you have to identify which are the current assets and current liabilities. No need to do extra things here. So next, credit period allowed to customer. Customer means debtors, so therefore this is current asset. Lag in payment of wages, 2 weeks. Lag means it is current liabilities, no doubt in that. Cash balance is a current asset. Clear, guys? So these are the various current assets and current liabilities we have marked just now. So as soon as we start writing the heading, and as soon as we start the solution, the heading will be statement showing required of working capital. That will write first. Statement showing requirement of working capital. So this is the heading usually you should write. So first, according to the equation we saw, working capital is equal to current assets minus current liabilities, isn't it? So first, I'm taking all the current assets. CA represent current assets here. As soon as you mark current asset, the first item will be cash. We'll see what is the cash balance. You can see the cash balance in adjustment G. Cash balance is 15,000. We'll write it in inner column. Together all the current assets, we'll write it in outer column. So as soon as you consider the cash, the second item will be stock of raw materials. Stock of raw materials. We'll see the adjustment related to stock of raw material. Stock of raw material. See the adjustment A, stock of raw materials on an average how many months? On an average 1 month. Here they have given months, so therefore we'll take into account the months. Stock of raw material 1 month. So what is the number of units given in the question? See in the question they have given 11,000 units. Where? See here 11,000 units. So we have to take 11,000 units first. 11,000 units into per raw material, per item, how much it costs? It is 16 rupees. So therefore you have to take 16 rupees into 1 divided by 12, because that is the adjustment which is given. When you calculate this, you will get then an amount of 14,667. 14,667 is the stock of raw material. You can take your calculator and just you can calculate. So the next item will be work in progress. Work in progress is also considered as current assets here. We'll see what is the adjustment given to work in progress. Real adjustment B, materials are in progress on an average of half a month. Half a month means 0.5 month. 0.5 month. Here that we are writing in the bracket. So under work in progress there are 3 items. Raw material, every time you have to take 100%. So raw material, to take raw material, first we should consider the number of units, 11,000 into per unit of raw material is 16. You can go back and check the raw material value, 0.5, which is given in the adjustment divided by 12 into 100% is the rule which you are supposed to follow here. When you calculate this, you will get 7,333. 7,333, guys. Okay. So second one, the wages. Wages, if you take 50% of wages, that is fine, which will be not mentioned in the question. It is an assumption, guys. Always you need to consider raw material 100, wages 50% and overhead 15%. Again you have to take 11,000 wages, and we'll see what is the wages per unit which is given. Per unit of wages given here is 4 rupees. So 4 into, that is the number of months, 0.5 divided by 12 into 50%. So 50%, when you calculate this, you will get 917 as the answer. The last one, under working process, overhead also 50% you should take. Same procedure, 11,000 units into, we'll see, go back to the question and see how much is the overhead. Overhead given here is 12%. 12% will take into account 12, it is not the percent, sorry, 12 rupees into 0.5 divided by 12 into 50%. If you calculate, you will get 2,751. Sorry, 50 rupees. 2,750. So finally we got cash, stock of raw material, work in progress. According to the format, two more are there. See here, see the format. So we are done with cash. We are done with cash, guys. We are done with stock of raw materials. We are done with stock of work in progress. Still we are supposed to take into account the debtors and also finished goods and any prepaid items. So we will go back to the solution quickly. The fourth item will be stock of calculation of or stock of finished goods. I am writing in short form. Finished goods. In the adjustment, how many months they have given? Stock of finished goods. See adjustment C in the question. So you have in the question adjustment C, finished goods are in stock average of how many weeks? 6 weeks. So these 6 weeks can be converted into months. How? 1 month you will be having 4 weeks. So half month you will be having 2 weeks. Total 6 weeks they are given, 1.5 month. We can take 1.5 month. Okay, we will take the number of units. Please remember the assumption. In assumption, finished goods and data should be calculated on what? On total cost. We will go back to the question and see the total cost here. Total cost is given in the question is 32. See here, I am marking in the question, that is 32. So 11,000 into 32 into 1.5 divided by 12. When you do this, you will get 44,000 as the answer. You will get 44,000. After that, fifth one, debtors. So calculation of debtors. Debtors are also called as customers. We will see the adjustment related to debtors. Debtors credit period allowed to customers. See adjustment E, that is 2 months. So 2 months. It should be calculated on once again on total cost. 11,000 into 32 into how many months which was given to debtors? That is 2 months. 2 divided by 12. When you do this, you will get 58,667. So these are the various calculations you should do under current assets. So total, the final value you will get if you add all the 5 items. Already I have calculated and kept next to me. That is 1,43,334. So this is the amount you will get. This can give a name to this. A, total current assets. Total current assets. Next, current liabilities. Very simple this. I am using short form for this. Current liabilities. There are only 2 current liabilities in the question. Every time first item you should take creditors. So creditors in the bracket, how many months they have given? Let us go back to the question and see. See adjustment D, credit allowed by suppliers. Credit allowed by suppliers, 1 month. So 1 month is the lag-in period. Again you have to take 11,000 number of units. Creditors will be supplying the raw materials. So per unit 16 I have taken raw materials. 1 divided by 12, when you calculate you will get 14,667 gigs. So second item is lag in payment of wages, where they have given this in the question. See the adjustment F, lag in payment of wages, 2 weeks. 2 weeks is equal to how many months? It is 0.5 months, that is half a month. Lag in wages, lag in wages, that is half month, 0.5 month. 2 weeks is equal to half. So here again you need to take 11,000 into per unit of wages. We should see Okay, the wages per unit given here in the question is 4. So we'll take 4 here. 4 rupees into 0.5 divided by 12, you will get 1,833. When you add both current liability, you will get 16,500. This 16,500 you should deduct from the above amount, that is 1,43,333. You will get, so we can give a name to this, that is total current liability is 16,500 from the above amount. Above means not from 16,500, 1,43,334. If you deduct this current liability, how much you will get? You will get 1,26,834. This is called as working capital requirement. That is from A means current assets. If you deduct current liability, that is B, you will get this net working capital requirement. It's a very simple solution. Hope so the video was very useful for all final year BBA students who are watching this. If you need more videos like this, please you have to subscribe to our channel and please share the video to your friends who are studying in the different universities, and please encourage us. Thank you. This is Guru Lingu signing off. Bye-bye.